This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Regina Lee.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. We're here in South Charlotte, and I'm so excited. Good morning, Pamela Jobe. How are you?
Good morning. How are you, Regina?
I am wonderful. And first, let me properly introduce you. You are the owner of Blakley Real Estate Firm based out of Waxhaw. You're right down the road from me here in Ballantyne. So excited to get to know a little bit about you. I see you've been in real estate a minute or two. Tell us about your journey.
A few little minutes. Well, I started my journey. I was actually working in the buying office for a major department store. And when I had my first child, I realized I can't travel across the world to go to Vegas or New York and all the markets. So I got my real estate license, which I was always interested in. And I've always been, helping people purchase for the best price they can and selling at the top of the market. So it's basically, my degree. I have a business degree and I specialize in consumer behavior. So jumping from the buying office to real estate was easy, and it's been a wild ride since.
Well, living in Waxhaw, I've been in Charlotte very long time, since the 70s. And I can remember when Waxhaw, well, even Ballantyne, was the sticks. It was farmland.
Yeah.
So you've been a part of the explosive boom in the Waxhaw Marvin area.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we've seen it go from country fields to huge major developments. And now we're concerned about things like water supply and other infrastructure that we never thought we'd have to worry about. We're worrying about it now. So
how true is that? Amazing. So with you being right on the line, aren't you also licensed in South Carolina?
I'm licensed in South Carolina and North Carolina. And I do probably 50-50. My business is half in South Carolina and half in North Carolina. And it's hard to keep up with all the forms and all the updates and all the rule changes, but the process is still the same. So
yeah, how has the industry changed in the years that you've been in the real estate world?
Well, I think with a lot of the changes, I think it's become a lot more transparent about how people are paid and what the fees are and what you can get for your fee. Like it has to be very clear what you're going to receive as, service from a real estate agent. Not all realtors are the same. So that's why there are so many of us. My company, I offer top-notch service. If you need staging, if you need a home check-in, I do everything. So, and I help you every step of the way. So that's kind of how my company has evolved to be working for myself and have my own firm.
What do you love most about being a realtor?
Well, the one thing I love the most, well, of course, obviously, is looking at houses, but
I agree with you. Getting inside of these amazing houses.
Exactly. And when the professional photography comes back and you get to the first look at all the professional photos, that's also exciting. But, the thrill is every day you get to wake up and you don't know what's going to happen or who's going to call you or, how the day is going to go. You may wake up and think you only have 2 appointments. I've got a 10 o'clock and I've got a 3 o'clock. But then you get a phone call and you're showing houses all evening and your day changes. So that's what I love about real estate.
Absolutely. And I would think it would be so rewarding to help people, and the joy, of buying a house that's so exciting. And if you're working with people relocating, it's probably more stressful on that end. But, that journey is awesome to be a part of that with families.
Exactly. So, I've helped people, downsize or right size, and I've helped people buy their dream home or their dream property where they're going to build their dream home. It's just helping them every step of the way. It's just very rewarding. And luckily, this market, Charlotte area, we know over 100 people a day are moving here. So, your investment is going to be a solid investment, no matter what. Like it's hardly ever going to lose here because it's such a good market to be in.
Have
Everybody
you
wants to
ever?
move here.
Well, you're right. I've heard that Charlotte is the number one move to city in the nation
Yes.
right now. So I
Yes.
can vouch, what's happening just in this area is really incredible. What are some of the misconceptions that you come across in working with buyers or sellers today?
Buyers or sellers. I just think they don't understand how much work actually goes into marketing a property and what we're responsible for as far as, disclosures and, responsibility for any of the liability of like what did we not disclose. So they don't understand that we take on so much risk and we're here to help them through the biggest transition of your life. You want to interview as many realtors as possible because not everyone is the same. We're all different. We all offer varying levels of support. And for me, I know when I have a back-to-back closing, which means you're selling a house and you're buying another one, I know the ins and outs and where someone else can drop the ball. And I've got to be on top of where I think the ball can be dropped so that I can avoid those risks and so that everything runs smoothly and your closings, your double closings go well and you get your new house.
Yeah, do people find, let's say, a house online and then call you and, they see something, but they need access, they need help? Does it work that way a lot these days?
It still does because, there's other vehicles out there now. Everyone wants to make a real estate website and the the key is to hiring the right agent with the knowledge and the experience where we can understand, like I can walk in a house and I can smell if there's mold in the crawl space. I can tell what's going to come up on the inspection report. And I'm one of the agents that will actually crawl into the crawl space and smell it for you.
Wow.
You have to know every avenue of what's going to happen in the transaction. So, and I love helping people figure out what's a deal breaker and what's not a deal breaker. For some people, termites is a deal breaker. Termites are going to be in everybody's yard in the South. So we have to find that balance of, kind of educating our clients when they come from a different part of the country and then finding out what their deal breaker is.
I hadn't thought about that. That's a very, very good point. Like we don't have basements down here. A lot of people that move from up north that are used to that can be a big adjustment.
Yeah, and they always say they want a basement. And I said, well, they're very rare here. How about a
Yeah.
third floor?
Yeah, yeah, or 2 acres, like you
Yeah.
have out where I think that is one of the things I hear most is, it's just so beautiful and we have trees and seasons and so we're so, so fortunate. And then out in Waxhaw, your area, just the amount of land and space people have. The
And the
growth
horse
is
country.
incredible.
Yes. And we still have horse farms and we still have a historic downtown Waxhaw. We have everything right at our reach. And you're 2 hours to the mountains and you're 2 hours to the beach. So it's like the ideal location.
It is great airport, sports. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm with you. I moved around a lot as a kid growing up, and our favorite place we lived was Charlotte. And so my entire family, we've all ended up back here. It's just we're very, very fortunate to be here. So when you're not working and buying and selling homes for your clients, what do you and your family do for fun?
Well, which is very rare because even on vacation,
You're still working.
yeah, you're still
That's the
working.
beauty of that. Yeah.
I know. So actually we had planned a vacation to an all-inclusive with the whole family for my daughter's high school graduation. And of course, my client wanted a house on this one street in this one neighborhood. And when I went on vacation, it came on the market. So I was working the whole vacation. But when I'm not working, we have some property on the Catawba River. So we're always fishing or kayaking. Both my
Wow.
boys love to fish and my daughters kayaked and we go boating and it's just a fun outdoor adventure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm, 12 months out of the year, just about. So is this Lake
Yeah.
Wiley when you say Catawba River?
It's actually south. It's on the Catawba. It's in Fishing Creek Lake.
Okay. Well, I'm not familiar with that. You'll
I
have to fill
know.
me in. Well,
Well, I'll
very
have to show you some properties on the lake.
Yes, I'd
Water
love. I
lakes.
want to live on the water, so I'll have to maybe consider that a little bit.
Mhm.
Well, Pamela, this is really fun. I can tell by your smile you love what you do.
Absolutely. I love what I do, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to do this. And, you know, I love helping people, and it's a big transition in their life, moving. It's probably one of the biggest stressors in their life. And I'm here to just make it as easy as possible.
One thing I should have asked earlier, what made you start your own firm versus working, for one of the others?
Well, I did. I worked for a major real estate company in Charlotte, and they wanted me to train people, and they wanted me to develop other people, and it's not what I wanted to do. My gift was to help my clients and really serve them instead of help creating more little me's running around.
Right. I get that.
Yeah,
I get that.
yeah.
Well, you're a very wise woman. So, how can our listeners find you, Pamela Jobe, if they're interested in your services?
Well, absolutely. My cell phone is 704-576-4571, or my website, which is Blakley, BLAKELYRE.com, or you can just Google search Pamela Jobe Realtor. I'll pop up.
Awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. I look forward to seeing you out in the community, and we appreciate you on our show today.
Thank you so much for having me. This was amazing, Regina.
Fantastic.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpsouthcharlotte.com. That's gnpsouthcharlotte.com, or call 980-351-5719.